I'm here today to celebrate the co-learning pilot between the Trinity Centre for People with Intellectual Disabilities and the School of English here in Trinity. It's an absolutely fantastic pilot. TCPID always thinks outside the box, and here again we see that. It's just amazing. And it's no wonder that the School of English is 21st in the world when it is always doing these new and daring and wonderful things and challenging all our imaginations on education. I'm absolutely delighted. There's plans to expand this, and TCPID is already speaking to law, nursing and social work. Really, really exciting times ahead.
Poetry. It's a way to actually express about people's feelings back then, about the society they live or even the era that they used to live. It's such a fantastic way to actually tell an entirely different perspective.
In the School of English, we offer a one-term module in Irish writing, and this module is given to all students of English in second term. We decided in the school that the Irish writing module would be chosen for the co-learning pilot project that we'd run with TCPID. We're looking at texts which are hugely important, very, very significant, highly influential, all of which are challenging. We thought, well, what we really needed to do was to try to think about how best we could create a structure which would enable students from TCPID to actually get the most out of this module. Simply putting them into the lectures, big lectures of 220 students or whatever, moving from there and into a tutorial group, that might not work. So instead we decided to create this bridging class effectively in advance of the tutorials.
The linking class was really integral to the co-learning programme. We were able to adapt the lecture material, especially for the TCPID students, tailor it in such a way that suited their individual learning styles and needs. And it was just a way to delve into the course material with just them, and in the hopes of then preparing them for the tutorial with the rest of the English studies students, and to give them the confidence to participate.
I think that if you didn't do the small classes with Paul and Maeve, I think we'd be stuck on ideas. We'd be just there quiet, but because of those classes, we were able to speak out and have our own thoughts on this situation when it came to the bigger classes.
One of the most important things about this pilot was that it made me slow down and really think about how I teach. Any teaching encounter with students makes you rethink, or should make you rethink, what you're talking about and what you're teaching. But this made me go through that process of rethinking in a completely new way. I always want students to feel that there are ways of connecting what we do in the classroom when we're studying texts in English to what's happening in the world outside us. That's one of the things that I think is incredibly exciting about studying English. But this happened very quickly and very organically. The students from TCPID were ready to bring those responses straight away.
I think something that struck me every week was the students' ability to draw on their own background knowledge and lived experience while interpreting these works of literature. For example, one week we were looking at the poetry of Evan Boland, and the societal oppression of women is a central theme in her work, and one of the students then drew a comparison to their experience of oppression as a disabled person in society and spoke to us a little bit about their own poetry.
We were looking at the same thing, but we have different interpretations of what the poet says.
It's just very important for people like us to have their own voice, getting out there and talking to other people. Really good to have that skill.
The biggest thing is that being part of this, everyone benefits from it. Literally everyone. Not just the students who are directly part of it, but the teachers as well. Finding out new ways to teach, new ways to assess. It's becoming more flexible because academia needs to be more flexible. And so seeing this co-learning aspect of it really highlights that.
inclusive education and more dynamic, proactive and practical approaches to making that happen in Trinity benefits everybody. It benefits everybody because I know for a fact that it's made me a better teacher, it's made me a more reflective teacher, but also it's given me some of the most enjoyable experiences that I've had as a teacher, full stop.
There's no reason why these students should be kept separate from the rest of the body of students. It's crucial, I think, that this project is opened out, and that it's opened out to other areas, other disciplines and departments and schools and faculties, so that students in TCPID can make contact with areas that they have an interest in and perhaps a talent for. It's so important on a basic educational level. This is the right thing for Trinity to do. This is a brave thing for Trinity to do. And if Trinity believes in inclusive education, which I believe it does, then this is the only thing for Trinity to do.